Hello, I'm Fergus Fitzgerald. I'm the head brewer here at Adnams, and as you're all stuck at home, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some of our beers. Probably a bit more detail than we normally do, because you've got plenty of time on your hands. So first beer we're going to do is Ghost Ship. Ghost Ship we've been brewing now for just about 10 years. It's 10th anniversary this year. We originally brewed it as a Halloween beer. It came out and was our best-selling Halloween beer, well, best-selling seasonal beer ever. So we thought we'd repeat it again the following year. We ran out really quickly again, and then the year after that we made it a permanent beer. The inspiration for the beer originally came from a beer called Deathly Pale Ale, which I guess most of you will never have heard of. It was a beer that we almost produced in 1975. Obviously before my time, but in the Red Line, which is a pub in Southwold, they used to have a collection of bottles in there, and in that collection there was a beer called Deathly Pale Ale, which was meant to be a celebration anniversary beer in 1975, but the label had a skull and crossbones on it, and I think just at the last minute, after the labels had been printed, the company had a second sort of change of heart about releasing it as Deathly Pale Ale. So it was quickly relabeled as Centenary Pale Ale, and the handful of sort of hand labeled bottles called Deathly Pale Ale had sort of snuck out to a few places, but it never really saw the light of day. Except we saw it obviously in the Red Line, and we thought that would be a great name for a Halloween beer. So we went down the same route again. We almost got to calling it Deathly Pale Ale, except we decided again at the last minute that it was better off being called something else, which is where the name Ghost Ship comes from. Sort of evokes the sort of the stories of ghost ships up and down the sort of Suffolk coast, particularly over in the Bell in Walberswick. That was the sort of the inspiration for doing the beer in the first place. The next bit really comes obviously to the flavour. So we had a brewer over from America called Garrett Oliver. He was visiting Mark Dauber in the Anchor in Walberswick. Mark had invited everyone over, all the local brewers, so we went over, we talked about ingredients. Garrett started talking about this amazing new hop that had come out called Citra. It had just sort of started to be used in the UK by a brewery called Oakham. But as soon as we smelt the hop, we fell in love with it and decided as the next opportunity we could do something with, we would brew with it. And that next opportunity happened to be Ghost Ship. As well as the Citra hop, which obviously adds lots of citrus and lemon and lime, and a little bit of elderflower for me. We also paired it with some crystal rye, which gives a slight nutty note to the beer. So when you taste it, you should hopefully get that lemon lime, that elderflower, but on the back of it again, you get that sort of spicy, malty note as well. So it was a seasonal beer. It just went phenomenally well. We couldn't keep up the demand. And as Citra was a new hop back then, we just couldn't get enough ingredients, and we didn't really want to change the flavour. So when it ran out the first 2 years, we didn't try and mess around with the hop grist and try and replicate it with different hops. We waited until we got more Citra hop, and then we brewed it again. We've obviously got much bigger contracts for Citra now, but it's probably it's our most successful beer. Cheers.